Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another session, and today we're going to talk about student visa in the UK. So, as we all know, the January intake is nearing, and lot of you guys would be in the process of maybe making your deposits or maybe applying last minute. So, yes, there are a few universities that are still accepting you for January 2023 intake. So, if you want to plan, now is the last moment, I would say. So plan right away and get in touch with our experts to help you with your UK journey. But again, this session is aimed at clearing all your doubts regarding student visa, how to apply for the same, and maybe answering all your questions around it. I'll be taking a lot of questions on other countries as well. So feel free to drop whatever you want to ask. Yes. So good evening, Imran. How are you? Hi, Priyanshu. Good evening. Uh, you're doing a great job. Thank you, Imran. Comments like these make my day totally. And I believe if you guys are happy, that makes me happy as well. Cool. So I'll quickly run through this quick presentation wherein I discuss 6 simple steps to get UK student visa. Well, they're not very, very simple steps, but I've tried to kind of consolidate a lot of information in just 6 steps. So let us begin. And in the meanwhile, you can start dropping your questions. I'll try and answer most of the questions today. So yeah, so this is a 6-step process to get a student visa in the UK. So number one, step one, you have to get the CAS letter from your university. So CAS is basically your confirmation of acceptance for studies. So once you get your unconditional offer letter, you have to pay a deposit and the university will issue you a CAS letter. CAS is basically a 14-digit number which tells the High Commission that you have received a place at the university and you've paid your deposit, and it will also list down your conditions. What kind of uh, if your IELTS was waived or if you submitted the IELTS score or not or whatever. So depending on your CAS letter, you may or you may not need to submit your uh, IELTS TRF. So if your CAS letter says that your IELTS was waived off, then you don't need to submit your IELTS score along with your other documentation. If your CAS letter says that IELTS is required or IELTS was submitted or IELTS was considered for your application, then you need to submit IELTS in your visa application as well. Unlike Canada, IELTS TRF submission is optional and it's entirely dependent on the university itself. So yeah, first step is to get a CAS letter from university. Number two, you have to maintain fee and living in your account for 28 days. So after paying your deposit, you can either pay the full fee as well. It's totally up to you. If you don't want to pay the full fee, then you have to maintain the remaining fee and your living expenses for 9 months in your bank account for 28 days. So UK does not ask for any source of funds like Australia does. So it's pretty simple that ways. You just need to have your remaining fee and living in your account for 28 days. So for London-based universities, it's currently 1,300 something pounds, and it kind of amounts to 12,006 pounds. And for outside London universities, is 1,024 pounds, and you have to maintain it into 9 for 9 months. You have to show that total living cost. Plus, you have to also maintain your fee if you haven't paid the full fee. So ideally, I would say if you have paid £2,000 deposit and your fee is £12,000, then you need to have £10,000 in your account. So that's number two. Step three, you have to take the TB test and fill out the forms. So TB test is pretty simple. You go to a recognized health center by the High Commission in India, and there are plenty of them. It will cost you around 2,000 to 3,000 rupees depending on where you go. And you have to take that. You have to fill out the application form, which is online. Step two is step four is pay your IHS and application fee. That is dependent on which course you're going to pursue. So for master's degree, it is usually 470 plus 235 pounds, and that is around 700 something. And for bachelor's, it's 470 into 3, which is for 3 years, plus your additional visa duration, which is 235, and amounts to 1645 pounds approximately. Step 5, you have to book an appointment with BFS for biometrics, and rest is step 6, where you get the decision on your visa. Also mentioning the application fee here. There are 3 types of applications you can do for UK student visa. Number 1 is the regular one, in which you have to pay £363, and in which it takes around 3 weeks to get the visa decision. Then we have the priority, which takes 5 days, and you have to pay £500 on top of 363, which is around 800 something. And last is the super priority, which is 24 hours, and you have to pay £800 on top of £363. And in that, you get the decision in 24 hours. Make sure that don't be fooled that if you pay the higher fee, you'll get the visa guaranteed. Just that the processing time goes down. Right. So if you want to ask me some questions, you can mention your preferred country. You can mention your preferred course. You can also mention your preferred intake, any budget you have in mind. Have you taken the IELTS or yet? If you have taken the IELTS, also mention the IELTS score. And before I start asking, replying to your questions, you can also get in touch with us for a free counseling session wherein we'll help you with your profile evaluation, your university shortlisting, your SOPs, your LORs, your visa, everything included in accommodation as well. So start posting your question, guys. I'll start picking the questions now. Abhi Randhawa, can I still apply for January 2023 intake? Abhi, usually the deadlines for January 2023 intake is October end or November first week. But again, UK universities are receiving overwhelming amounts of applications. So most universities have already started closing. Although there are a few universities which are still open, but again, that will be entirely on based on what kind of course you're looking at. So I'm not really sure which kind of course you're looking at, and if the university will be open for that. I would advise that you get in touch with us, and the counselor will help you with the available universities which are still accepting applications. So yeah, usually it's October end or November first week, but again, because of the overwhelming applications, most universities are closing down right now. So we are at the edge, sort of. I hope that answers the question. Srinivas, good evening. You can post your question in the chat box. I'll answer it. Tanuja, hello sir, how are you? Which countries are best for human resources degree? Till now, I only considered UK. Would like to know if there are any. Okay, so Tanuja, I'm also an HR graduate. I did my master's in HR, so I can totally relate to this question. I also had this question in my mind, that which countries are good for HR. HR basically right now, I think most countries across the world are facing acute crisis in terms of manpower. I would say HR as a subject, yes, it is in demand, but I'll not say it's very much, I would say, considered as a hot course like business analytics or data sciences as such. Again, it will entirely come down to what kind of experience you bring, what kind of skills you bring. I would advise, if you're going into HR, have you done some internships? Have you got some work experience? Because once you land abroad, your work experience and internships and your skills you bring from the practical knowledge will be very beneficial to you to get a full-time job after you graduate. Yes, UK is a good option. I believe you're coming from a 3-year background, which is a 3-year undergraduate degree. Then UK can give you a master's option. However, if settling down is something which is on your mind right now, if you want to settle down quickly abroad, I would say Canada is also a very good option. And Canada, looking at current status wherein they are facing massive work power, manpower shortage, HRs are definitely in demand there. But again, in Canada, you can go for a PG diploma if you're coming with a 3-year degree, because getting into a master's can be tricky. So you can consider Canada, but be open to the fact that you may have to go for a PG diploma. I hope that answers the question. Right. So we've got a question from Abhi. Confused between US and UK, best country for masters. Okay, Abhi. So like I've been very open about it in all my sessions that yes, Canada and Australia are very, very popular countries, and New Zealand is getting very popular as well now. And but I always place US and UK at the top of the heap because of the quality education you get, and the universities are much more renowned. People know these universities. Even if you go to, this is from my experience that. Uh, Especially when you come back to India, employers in India would know UK and American universities more than, say, universities in Canada or Australia. So that's my experience, and I also believe that UK and US are like top of the game in terms of the master's degrees they offer. Also, it will come down to what kind of courses you're looking at, what's your ultimate goal. So courses, I would say UK is known for its management and arts and humanities and language, literature, social sciences, economics, creative arts programs. US, on the other hand, is more for, I would say, STEM courses. But having said that, UK is not far behind. UK also has a lot of STEM programs, especially if you look at computer sciences and data sciences or business analytics sort of degrees. UK has good options as well. US will require GMAT and GRE. Most universities will do that, will do require. But again, some universities are also offering waivers currently. UK, most universities do not require GMAT and GRE, barring a few top ones. UK, you can get IELTS waivers as well if you come from certain state boards or CBSE or ISC boards. UK, the master's is for 1 year. US, it's 2 years. If you go for a STEM program in USA, only then you get a post-study work, which is the OPT. UK, however, offers 2 years post-study work visa for every graduate who graduates with a master's or a bachelor's degree. So ultimately, it comes down to you, what is more important to you. If it's a budget, I would say you can get a cheaper university in the UK, which is also highly ranked. Plus, you'll save on money. Reason being, UK masters is 1 year. Uh, if work permit is on your agenda, if you want to get some work experience abroad, then I would say UK would be a better option if you're especially coming from a non-STEM background. But if you're looking at STEM, then you can also look at US. Apart from that, I think settling down in terms of PR, which is again one of the major agendas for a lot of students. Uh, UK, obviously, it's difficult, but I would say it's easier than the US because, with US, you have to get into H1B, and it's a lottery sort of system. Here, whereas in the UK, it's more of you need to find a sponsored employer. And once you do that, you can get onto a skilled worker visa, which you have to keep for 5 years, and then you can apply for the indefinite leave to remain or PR. So I would say sit down, take your pen and paper, write down what's more important to you, and based on that, select the right country. I would vouch for both countries. Both countries have really, really good universities and really, renowned qualifications in general. Okay, next, Sahil. Still, I've not received the offer letter from Kingston, applied in September first week. So Sahil, first thing you should do is actually talk to your counselor, uh, message them, call them, and ask them what's the status. If not, if that's not happening, if you're not able to reach out to your counselor, I would say you must have the application reference number with you, or some ID which was given to you by the university when you applied. Email the university and ask them what's the status, because if you're looking for January intake, I believe you're looking for January intake because you applied in September. uh, we do not have much time, because you also have to prepare for the visa, and for that you need to keep the funds in your account for 28 days. Email the university, talk to your counselor, get it sorted. And if you're not able to reach your counselor, I would say email the university, and that's the best thing you can do right now. You can expect to get a reply in 2 to 3 business days, because UK universities are pretty responsive, and just email them right away. Cool. Imran. Sir, I don't have extracurriculars. What can I do? So this is a very interesting question, Imran. If you don't have extracurriculars, I believe, because a lot of students plan their study abroad thing at a very last minute, and they don't really kind of focus much on extracurriculars. Uh, you know, uh, in that case, Imran, what I'll tell you to do is, These days, online certifications are also counted as extracurriculars. So let's say you're pursuing a degree, you want to pursue a degree. Let's assume you want to pursue a degree in marketing. Uh, go to these websites like Coursera, Udemy, and so many top universities. edX is there. I'll tell you one very interesting website called classcentral.com, and they have so many programs from top universities, including the Ivy Leagues and the Russell Group and the Group of Eight. uh, Go and pursue these programs. Google has so many programs on offer. I'm also pursuing a program myself on Google Digital Garage on digital marketing. So yeah, you can do a lot of other certifications, and they add to your overall CV and resume. Also, do note that when you don't have extracurriculars, try to have a very strong LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is one very important platform which most people don't really kind of look at. So boost your LinkedIn game. Try and add a lot of certifications to your CV, and that should help. And also, it will depend on what university you're applying to. So if you have any further questions, just let me know and I'll be happy to answer them. Promit, very interesting question, Promit. Newcastle, better than Durham or Manchester? So Newcastle is a Russell Group university, Promit. Again, it's a very reputed university. But when I talk solely from the perspective of business school, then I would place Manchester the highest, second Durham, and then Newcastle. I hope that answers the question. The reason being, Manchester is one of the top B schools in the UK. Uh, Durham as well. Durham, of course, not many people know, but Durham is one university where it's very difficult to crack as well. It's not that easy. But if I talk about B schools, then Manchester has the best B school, followed by Durham, and then Newcastle. So if you have offers from all three, or if you're thinking of applying to all three, I would say you can rate Manchester the highest. You can also consider Warwick, for that matter. They are also very good B school. Can a foreign lawyer settle in the UK? So, see, for law people in the UK, yes, you can settle down. But if there are two ways, if do you want to practice as a lawyer, or do you want to work as a legal advisor, or as a legal manager in some corporate setup? So that will matter. But if you want to settle in the UK as a lawyer and you want to practice law, uh, K, you will need something called SQE. So it's called Solicitors Qualifying Examination. Uh, how do I describe it? It's basically when you complete your LLM or an LLB program, you have to work under a lawyer for a certain period of time. You have to fulfill some conditions, and then you have to receive this membership, or you have to clear this exam of SQE, and then you can practice as a lawyer. So I would advise check out SQE, Google it, and I think there's a lot of information available on it on the internet. So SQE is something you would need. Promit, how to make UK style resume for masters. Promit, I'll give you one tip. Most B schools, if you go to application section, most B schools would have like a sample CV or a sample format. I don't remember which B school has it, but I was recently looking at Imperial College London's website. So if you look at Imperial College MBA and or MSc degree in business, or any business sort of subject, they have that template, a link to that template which you can download. So check that out, and I'm pretty much sure it will be helpful. Cool. Next. So guys, before I answer more questions, just to give you a quick reminder, if January is something you're looking at, we are at the last moment right now, last minute applications you can make. However, I'm not really sure which university will be open right now, because it's like totally at the last minute. But again, even if you're looking at September intake, September 2023, and if you're looking at scholarships, it's very important that you apply as early as possible. So UK offers two types of scholarships: merit based and automatic. Automatic are automatically awarded when you apply, but if you want to get merit based scholarships, which are I would say in the range of £5,000 to fully funded tuition fee as well, you need to apply early, because you need to hold a conditional or unconditional offer letter. Most of these universities will take a lot of time to process your application. So if you start applying now, you can get an offer letter by December or January, and then you have to apply for scholarships. So making the procedure very, very lengthy. So start your applications now, get in touch with the counselors. There's a link which is floating in the chat box. Go sign up. DB Gaming, I have done BCom 2013, applying for masters. Should I give IELTS or Duolingo? DB Gaming, why not actually apply without IELTS? Because UK universities will accept your applications even without IELTS. So if you get a waiver, good enough. If you don't, then I think you can give IELTS later as well. But solely from the perspective of which test is more recognized or more accepted, IELTS is still the most accepted test. Duolingo, some universities may accept, but again, it's not very accepted right now. It was accepted during the COVID times, but now most universities have gone back to IELTS as their recommended test. Having said that, UK universities will also accept TOEFL scores and PT scores if that is something interests you. Cool. Kinjal, best option in ROI, BBA from Birmingham City, Manchester Met, Sheffield Hallam, MBA from Cardiff Met. See, Kinjal, I'm totally against a freshers MBA. So that's my personal opinion. I don't really recommend students to go for a freshers MBA because MBA is more of a program which is recommended for someone who has some sort of work experience. If you are a fresh out of college graduate, I would recommend you to go for an MSc. Talking about universities you've mentioned, I would say in terms of business courses, Manchester Met is one of the best out here, followed by Sheffield Hallam. So yeah, I hope that answers the question. Promit, what is the living cost of you? Living cost, it's 1023 or 1024 pounds. I'm not really sure. It's 1023 or 1024 pounds. That's 1024, and you have to multiply it by 9. So which is around 9,200 something. The exact amount, I don't know. It's around 9.9 lakh rupees approximately outside London. Vishal Gaurav, I have received offer letter from Sheffield Hallam. Paid the deposit, but they're taking time for cash letter. Is it okay since January is coming closer? Vishal, ideally follow up with them once. That what's the status? When did you pay your deposit? Has it been like 1 week or more? If it's just been a week or so, just wait for some time. But I would say ideally follow up by next week once that what's the status. And yes, if you have paid the deposit, that's fine. Until then, you can start working on your visa application. You can start your funds maintenance as well, so that you are on track. Because ideally we have November, and now December also we have to file the visa, because what happens is towards the end of December we have Christmas holidays when most of the universities and visa offices are either closed or they're not staffed properly. They're short of staff. So try and kind of sort this out as early as possible, because Christmas time, because most of the Western countries they don't function at full capacity, including universities. Prashant, okay. In terms of MSc Management and Employment, kindly rank. Okay. Prashant, that's my personal opinion. If I was at your place, I would say I would place in terms of management as a program, I would say Manchester, followed by Edinburgh, Durham, Henley, and Loughborough. Loughborough is more of sciences, technology, engineering, engineering management and sports sciences related, university. Edinburgh has a Triple Crown accredited school as well. But Edinburgh is more of into arts and humanities as well. But again, it's also a very highly ranked university. If you look at world rankings, then Edinburgh is ranked higher than Manchester and Durham. But from my perspective, Manchester is the highly ranked. But if I had to choose for myself, I'll choose Edinburgh first because of its world rankings. It's better ranked than Manchester. Edinburgh, followed by Manchester, then Durham, then Henley, That's Reading Business School, Reading, University of Reading, and then Loughborough. Okay, so next up, Nisha is asking, applied for a master's course in data science in UK, received offer from Coventry and Anglia Ruskin. Please give your review on this. Solely on universities, as per my opinion, and as per my understanding of both the universities, Nisha, I would rate Coventry University higher than Anglia Ruskin. Also, Nisha, one thing I want to like to tell you that for technical courses like data sciences, it's always very important to kind of add a lot of other stuff to your CV. I would advise you that once you land in the UK, or you can start right now, start doing a lot of online certifications, start getting internships. There are so many options right now where you can sit at home and do virtual internships as well. And yeah, try and get some extra experience, extra certifications that will help you in the longer run. Okay, Abhi, I've completed bachelor's in journalism and mass media and got overall 7 bands, not less than 6. So yeah, Abhi, you have a good score in your IELTS, and which kind of program are you looking at? Are you looking at journalism and mass media only? So there are plenty of universities you can check out. De Montfort is there. If you want to go to a good university, Goldsmiths has a lot of programs in creative writing. Goldsmiths is University of London's Constituent College. You can also check out University of the Arts London. So they have good courses. Cool. So I'll take up 2, 3 more questions because today's session is only for half an hour. But I'll be back with another session soon. University of Surrey, yes, it's a good university. AD, you can also check out my video with University of Surrey on our channel. It's there. And yeah. Can we go to London to do masters only on scholarship and education loan? Yes, you can. So scholarships, Priyanshu, if you want to apply for good amount of scholarships, as in if you want to get a good amount, I would advise that you start applying early. And yeah, also scholarships will depend on multiple other factors, including your overall background, academics, and what kind of experience and skills you carry. But if you want a good amount of scholarship, try and apply as early as possible. Right. Interesting question. Unfortunately, the living costs in the UK have increased over, if I talk about from the last few years, and yeah, so Promit, currently, what I can say is it's temporary, given the whole Western world is actually going through it, not just UK, but continental Europe and Canada and Australia and New Zealand and US. I have friends from from these countries, and I keep speaking to them. Living cost has gone up everywhere, and recession. I think I was there in the UK when the last recession happened in 2008. Uh, Again, UK as a country has a very strong financial system, and I think I'm not a very good, I would say, an expert at economy in general, so I can't really comment on that. But again, as per the experts or as per the people I've been speaking to, yes, it will be there, but it will be not as pronounced as the 2008 recession. So yeah. University with 56%, yes, you may, but again, it will also, are you looking for bachelor's program? I'm not really sure. Have you done your bachelor's already? Are you looking for master's? So let me know and I can help you with that. 56% is pretty low, but again, I think it will be pretty tricky, to be honest. Okay, next is, yes, 65%. Mankul, you can get into a Russell group as well. Which university you graduated from, and if you graduated from a good level of university in India, and I think 65% is pretty good score. It's a 2x1 degree. It's a 2x1 classification. So yes, most Russell Group universities also accept that. Cool. I'll pick up one more question, and the University of Greenwich releases deadline for CAS, that is November 7th. I got unconditional offer letter for MBA in international business. I'm falling 3 days short of 28 days. What do I do, sir? So I'm not really sure what you mean, Sumit, but I think you're getting the CAS on November 7th, right? If that is something you mean, you can start maintaining your funds now. So once you get the CAS, and yeah, so I think that will be it. I don't see any problem with that. You can start maintaining your funds now. So once you get your CAS, you can file your visa. Cool. For those people who are asking that they haven't got any update, like this message from Sunny, guys, if you have the application ID number, write to the university straight away. Don't wait. If you have applied in August, it's like really long time. Try and get the update from the university itself. The universities will be happy to answer your queries. So contact them, and they'll definitely help you out. Imran, sir, is there any fully funded bachelors? Unfortunately, I don't know any fully funded bachelors in UK, but yes, Canada has the Lester B. Pearson Scholarship for University of Toronto. UBC also has some sort of scholarship which gives you around uh, 1 CR worth of tuition fee. Australia has some options. Monash University has the VC scholarship. Deakin has. Uh, then I believe UTS also has the UTS undergraduate excellence scholarship, and there are 100% scholarships as well. Cool. Thank you, guys. I'll be back with another session soon. So today's session was just half an hour, and hopefully I'll see you this week or next week. So keep watching LeapScholar channel, and I'll be back with another session pretty soon. Good evening, and see you guys again. Thank you.